friends! Welcome to a return to creativity with Jennifer Vanderbeek. And today is Sunday, March 14th, Pi Day. And let's see, that would make this we're on week 10? Is this the week 10 update? I think that sounds right. So, this one's probably going to be quick. Last night we sprang forward, and I'm never happy about losing that hour. It always makes me a little cranky. And I'm still a little groggy, even after having washed my hair and stuff. I'm here. But, que sera, sera, and all that good jazz. So, how has your week been? Up, down, somewhere in the middle, maintaining the status quo, not. I know for me, this week was a little bit busier at work. I'd kind of set a goal for myself, or kind of made a guideline for myself, to make sure that I left the office close to 5, if not at 5, at least one day a week. And yes, that's telling when you have to kind of voice something like that to yourself. But it's the way things had gotten. I'd actually been doing pretty well with that until this week. This week was a lot of 6 o'clock nights, but that is what it is. And I actually brought work home. So another reason why this video will probably be short and sweet. Well, hopefully sweet and not bitter. Because I do have some paperwork to get done. But, I'd rather have to do that one weekend of the month instead of instead of all. I'd rather have late nights for 1 week of the month instead of all month. So I'm not trying to beat myself up too much about it. Had a good therapy session on Friday morning. We talked about, some kind of little mini light bulb moments that I'd had. We're going to adjust my meds. We're going to look into adjusting my meds. Kind of see what looks and feels right for that. We talked about my tantrum last week. And he was really positive about it, and the fact that he's like, I don't want you to beat yourself up over this. This is and we talked about why children throw tantrums. They're the two types of tantrums: manipulative and just overwhelmed or overtired. And the fact that I slept all the next day clearly indicates that it was the latter, and there wasn't anyone around to manipulate, so I don't know how it could have been manipulative, but I was just done. So yeah, I just have to be careful not to let myself get so overwhelmed. But he did make the point that I'm doing a lot of work right now to essentially get my shit together. And that takes some effort. And so, a momentary fallback on some very primal, base emotional responses, it's probably it's not completely unexpected, So, not that I was beating myself up over it. I really was literally, I was kind of laughing about how ridiculous it was. But at the same time, no, it's not ridiculous. It makes sense. So anyway, there was that. And then speaking of medical stuff, I'll go ahead and throw out there, when I was checking out from my therapy appointment, they had a sign on the front desk. And I asked about it, and apparently starting next week, or this coming week, individuals 18 and over with, diagnosed medical conditions, there's a whole long freaking list. And I don't know if this is just Thomas County, if it's the state of Georgia, if it's, I know that the rules and reasonings kind of vary depending on where you are, your population, your whatever. So I cannot say that this is accurate I cannot say with any certainty this is accurate for anything other than my doctor's office. But they are making COVID vaccines available for those 18 and over with declared medical conditions, diagnoses. And there's a few that I would qualify under. So I went ahead and I signed up, and I get my first dose of the vaccine on Tuesday. I understand that it's kind of a charged topic. And me as an individual human being, I can't tell anybody what they should or should not be doing because that's not my place. And should, to say that someone should do that, you know, that implies that I have some sort of power, decision making, etc. over anyone else. And I don't. I'm getting the vaccine, though, for a couple of reasons. A, I do have a, one of these rare genetic things that we discovered many years ago that actually affects my liver and lungs. It kind of leaves me a little more vulnerable in some instances. And one of the reasons why I got tested last May, because I started developing symptoms, and they're like, yeah, no, you should, because of the A1AT deficiency, yeah, you should probably get tested sooner rather than later. Let's not wait on this. It came back negative, which was good. And that's the other thing. I don't want to get sick. I don't want to get COVID. And I'm still going to work every day, and I still have to function. And, my job, I can work from home in small instances, but not consistently. So I've been in the office, and thankfully our office is small and it's low traffic, and, we're doing the best we can. And, Thomas County is small in itself, but we've had some close calls. We've had some brushes. So I'm doing it for me. And I'm also doing it because, if I can do something that kind of maybe helps move society, the local society to, one step closer to herd immunity, then hey, I'm going to do it. But I understand that people have different reasons for not wanting to do it, and, that's all I'm going to say about it. That's all it is. Okay. On to less charged topics. My Friday night knitting project, still ongoing. This is this week's pattern. It is the Robin pattern, and it is so cute. I really love it. I've loved all of them, but this one was fun. This one was definitely fun. I actually didn't finish it until yesterday, Saturday, because we had gotten in late. We'd gone out to dinner. Yes, safely, socially distanced and all that. And then, so we kind of, so it was late when we got in, and, but I'd gotten all the way up through the top of the bird section, before calling it a night. So I just had to finish the top last night. So that was cool. And, yeah, I think that was pattern number 8. So, doing good. And of course, the other big project is the Stuffy project. This was last week's prototype. I have successfully managed to integrate the new pattern pieces into the, the cleaned up illustrated one. Found a template that allowed me to easily enlarge the pattern over several what's called artboards, is the way they were doing it. And that means that I'm able to then print the pattern over several, set up 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper with the with like little marks on it to match them up, like little triangles and corners and stuff, or triangles, diamonds, and corners and stuff to make sure everything is consistent. And so I cut out the new pattern pieces, have gotten started on it. I don't have a new prototype finished yet. Normally I would have gotten this part done before I filmed the video, but because I do have some work to take care of this afternoon, I'm just gonna go ahead and move things along. This is how it works. But this is the tummy section. And then I know it's hard to see, get a grasp of scale, but this is the prototype from last week, and this is the tummy section only. Yeah. So we've moved up sizes very, very much so. I'm still using the same fat quarter set. Again, I said it was my least favorite. I know some people have complimented me on it, and You know, that just goes to show that just because I don't like a particular pattern doesn't mean that other people aren't going to freaking love it. Um, so, so go figure. But yeah, and then I do have the head, and you know, this head does have, you know, the ears and the little tuft of hair on top. It's not stuffed yet, obviously, not sculpted, but I'm doing that on purpose because I want to be able to test out the jointing. And so I need to have it unstuffed, and I need the body and the head both unstuffed so that I can join those, and then I can stuff them up and work on the limbs and stuff. So yeah, just again, this is just another prototype, another step in the process. And I think there was definitely a time that I would have been really frustrated that this is taking so long. Usually I prefer the instant gratification, but I think that's a testament to progress, both coping mechanisms and med-wise. That is a testament to that. So, why didn't I work on that yesterday? Well, I was actually doing meal preps most of yesterday. Well, not most of yesterday, a good chunk of yesterday. And I'm kind of proud of one of my selections. I'll put some pictures up here. Monday is actually the Ides of March. The 15th of March is the Ides of March. And yeah, I was a Latin club nerd back in high school, and so hell yeah, I decided to make us grilled or chicken Caesar salads for Monday. You know, probably no one cares about that, but it makes me giggle to think of it, so that's what I did. And of course, Wednesday is St. Patrick's Day, so I had to do a brisket. I know there's so many other options, but and I've made them before. I mean, I've made other options before, but this time I was like, nope, I'm going to do just your standard brisket. Decided to play around with some canned jackfruit for a vegetarian option. Another night, we've got a spicy Polynesian jackfruit over rice dish, just to have something different. Todd's birthday is coming up. It's at the end of the week, and we're still kind of deciding what to do for him. You know, because he's not really a big birthday celebrator. I said, what do you want to do for your birthday? Ignore it. Yeah, so, but still, if he has a request for dinner in or out, then, you know, I will, of course, accommodate that. And yeah, so yeah, meal preps happened yesterday, and that definitely counts as creativity. And then the other project, of course, is the coloring book. I had really hoped to get through another 6 pages this week. That didn't happen. What I did get through was, I think, another 2. Well, no, wait, 1, 2. No, I've gotten 3. I've gotten 3 done. So, yeah, no, better. I'll pop them up as I'm talking. I probably would have gotten a little bit farther had I not had to revamp the garden plan in the middle of the week. So the whole scheduling nights to work on stuff is working really well for me. And I did kind of get a, hey, that's good from the therapist this week, when I told him about that. I can do it for the craft projects. The housekeeping still hasn't worked that well, but hey, you know, we'll get there. We'll get there. I'll get there. Royal we. But no, I had written down, I was like, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. Well, I needed to go ahead and secure the items for the containers that I wanted to use for my original garden plan. Yeah, it never crossed my mind that when I price checked these items and came up with a plan, like, you know, fall, winter, should have bought them then. Because now that it's spring, or we're getting close to spring, yeah, that's the other thing that's this week, the equinox. So it will be officially spring on Saturday. Yeah, everything that I wanted doubled in price. And freaking tabulous. I didn't want to pay double. I just flat out did not want to pay double, doggone it. And so then I had to spend, that was a night that I was going to plan on drawing another coloring book page. Instead, I ended up researching what I was going to substitute for my original container ideas. And I was grumpy about it. I was very grumpy about it. When plans change not of my own volition, whoo, I can get cranky. But by the time I'd looked through some options and was getting really discouraged because everything else was, not fitting the budget I had in mind. And yes, I could have increased the budget, but I didn't want to. That was not the point. I did not want to. We had dinner. Todd had worked late that night. So we had a late supper. I went up and I showered. And in the shower, as so often happens, I got an idea. And it was ultimately the idea that I'm going to run with. And I redesigned the garden plan. And I actually think I'm going to be happier with this version. Again, I'll put a picture up. Than I was with the original. The original was incredibly functional. It made a lot of sense on so many parts, but it wasn't quite as aesthetically pleasing as I would have preferred. And that's not necessarily the most important thing, but if it can be pretty and functional at the same time, then why not? And so I'm actually really liking the new plan with its circular shape overall. And once I settle on something, I'm like, all right, this is what we're gonna go with, and hopefully, cross fingers, nothing will get in the way. I actually I still managed to order. I accomplished the goal, which was to order the supplies I needed, the containers I needed, and they were all delivered yesterday. So I do still have to get some stuff at Lowe's or whatever to finish it out, of course, and I have a cubic yard of soil being delivered sometime in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, because it just worked out a lot easier to buy a whole 27 cubic feet of soil in one big, huge bag that I can just fill everything else up with, rather than having to go to the garden center and buy a bunch of bags of soil and then load them and unload them. And yeah, and it worked out to at least the same amount of money, and this soil, I think, is actually going to be a little bit better for the plants. So, yay! It's Soil 3 or Soil Cubed is the company. I'll try and remember to put a link down below. Anyway, but everything's still in boxes, and so there's nothing really to show yet other than the sketch. I did get that other pack of seeds, though, that I ordered. This was the Seed Assortment Medicinal and Herbal Tea Premium Assortment. And I actually forgot I'd ordered this one. I thought I'd ordered one of the mid-level ones. So at any rate, I got a bunch of seeds. Yeah, these came in more traditional packs. But yeah, so yeah, I got a bunch of seeds. So yeah, I'm moving along with the garden plan. All right, so, and, let's see. Is that everything? I think that's everything. Yeah. Yeah, because we talked about we talked about the garden, more than the coloring book, but the coloring book is progressing, and I'll catch up, because again, my Cintiq makes it a lot easier to redraw those pages, and I'm really loving it. And, I'm really happy with the way they're turning out. At least on the screen. Hopefully when I print some I haven't printed some test pages. Maybe I should do that. Just make sure that they're looking as good on paper at, full size as I want them to, in the finished book. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do that at some point this week. Yep. Just to make sure that, 9 pages in, if I need to change something, I can change it now rather than 30 pages in or more. Yep. So that's me. Yep. I think that's our update for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, I'm I am grateful for anyone who watches these videos. Yes, I do these primarily for me, because I just need some way to communicate what's going on, and some way to hold myself accountable. Because without doing these videos, it'd be really easy for me to say, I can let that slide, you know, if I get a rough day or a rough week. But knowing that I'm gonna have to, you know, that I've set this thing for myself, that I'm gonna have to come on here and say, yeah, no, I fucked up this week, if that in fact happened, it keeps me honest. It keeps me accountable. And it also, I mean, it also gives me a chance to connect. You know, I don't get like millions of views on these videos. That's not the point. If I can reach, a handful of people with them, somebody stumbles upon this and decides that, oh, okay, daily creativity to help your, to help your mental state, if that's something that works for you, and gives it a try, and they reap something from it, then fan-freaking-tastic, or if it's just me chatting to, my friend one town down that I don't get to, I don't really see or talk to that often anymore because COVID and life and everything, then, hi, Alyssa, then I will continue to do it, because this is a great way to keep, to keep things updated. So yeah, but if you're watching this, thank you. If you're playing along at home, we'll say playing the home game, whatever, make sure to tag, like, if you've got Instagram, post a picture on Instagram and tag it Return to Creativity. That's mainly where I am. I'm still working on getting into a better posting thing on there. And, I keep thinking about making TikTok videos on some of the stuff I do. I've even, like, filmed some stuff. I just haven't done anything with it. I don't know. I'm still kind of about that. Although I did have a video actually do really well the other week, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, yay, nay, I don't know. Maybe I'll do it. So yeah, follow. You can find me at Scraps of Life on TikTok as well. Reach out, leave questions down below. Tell me what you're doing. I'd love to hear. I really do. I think building a community is kind of one of those things that we're all searching for community, and some of us have a harder time finding their community than others. And so, if you want me as part of your community, if you want to be a part of my community, that's all it takes. All you have to do is say, hi, yes, I'm here, and hi, you're in. Oh, anyway, let me close this up so I can get the rest of my day going. Try and, assimilate this whole time change nonsense that I wish we could just poof, get rid of. And I want my hour back, folks. I really do. But again, thank you for watching. Once again, I'm Jennifer with scrapsoflife.com. This has been the week 10 update of the Return to Creativity Challenge Project Lifestyle. Talk to you next week. Bye.